Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Internal Architect Concept. In this video from my book Internal Architect, I wanted to talk about timing. And I go into this a lot more in depth in my book, but timing is something that I have always been a huge believer in. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that things happen for a reason? And I can almost say this in a sense of serendipitous reality. The reason why I'm such a firm believer in this is I believe in planting the seeds to work on as time goes on. Sometimes we're really good about planting seeds that can be destructive and diminish the ability and the opportunities that might present themselves in the future. I go into a couple stories here. One is about writing my book, Internal Architect. And then I want to talk about there's not enough time in the day. And I kind of go into the breakdown of how that really is just an excuse for those that aren't willing to take action. So enjoy timing. I think this is one of my favorite parts of Internal Architect Concept because this is the one that keeps reminding me of the things that are important and to continue to take action daily and just keep working on all the little seeds and keep planting those seeds as I go along. So without further ado, timing.
I've always been a believer that things happen for a reason. And sometimes you have to have patience for those things to come to fruition. But that doesn't mean you can just sit around and wait for that breakthrough to happen. A good example is the only way you could ever win the lottery is if you play it, right? So I went to Mexico for my oldest daughter Reina's senior class trip. I had chosen to take a bunch of ebooks with me as a way to read and motivate myself about a project I was thinking about doing. The ebooks were about self-publishing. Over the week that I was there, I read all 4 books, and that lit a fire under my ass to really hunker down and start putting everything that was going on inside of my head and write my book, The Internal Architect. I believe that things happen for a reason, and with a little help, create a new path for you to go down. I took action in reading those books to inspire me to work towards that goal. And in my trip to Mexico, the books I chose and my job situation led me to the time freedom and motivation to write. Now, if you're asking there's not enough time in the day to do it, I want to break it down for you. If you're able to dedicate 15 minutes a day for 48 weeks, that's 60 hours of time for you to put towards your goals. Let's go a little bit deeper. There are 168 hours in a week. If you work 50 hours a week, that leaves you with 118 hours. If you sleep 8 hours a day, that totals 56 hours a week. That leaves you with 62 hours. 3 hours a day with family totals 21 hours, and that leaves you with 27 hours a week. Divide that by 7, and that's 5.8 hours every day you can work on yourself. There's not enough time in the day really means you're wasting precious time on stuff like TV and social media and not putting the time towards helping yourself and your family. I always hear there's not enough time in the day, and really that phrase is just an excuse. Now's a good time to ask yourself what's important. Taking action towards your short and long-term goals puts in motion a series of events that you can build on. If you're looking for a new job, how are you going to go about it? Are you going to wait for it to fall in your lap? Or are you going to take action by checking websites, newspapers, social media, and more to find out what is out there and then make the calls to fill out applications? Are you going to read a book about how to start a business or take a class about fundraising for your favorite charity? So the homework for this lesson is to write down everything that you do during the day. And next to it, I want you to write down the amount of time that you put forth towards each event. The goal of this is to virtually see where you're spending your time. You must learn to value your time. There's only a finite amount of it.
Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. There is a lot of things to unpack here, and I hope you're able to take the idea of the serendipity, the serendipitous approach to this, and thinking about how you are spending your time in your day. Because if you believe that there's not enough time in the day, then you really got to take a look at what is going on and why you feel like there's not enough of that. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and energy. And if you have any questions, hit me in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that like button, and hit it a lot of times too, because it helps that Google algorithm that can get this into the hands of more people that really could use the help. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.